Chasing trail, kicking up dirt, sweating my eyes, but it don't hurt. Fast feet, loose rocks, send it full sail. Ain't no stopping, we chasing trail.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chasing Trail. I am your host, Teddy Tonelli, aka Teddy Two Socks, and I have an incredible guest for you today. This person is like, I don't know, I don't even think they're like 25 yet, and they've done like so many things. Okay, this person basically lives out of a van, runs, and then does race directing on top of it. It's absolutely insane. Hailing from Moab, Utah, this person is, like I said, a trail runner and a race director. All doing this as a young person. It's crazy. It's so impressive. When Teddy was this age, Teddy was just doing crazy things, getting in trouble with the law, doing all the drinkings and the drugs. Huh? I don't know. Maybe she does. I'm not sure. Without further ado, everybody, I'd like to welcome Kylah Ricks. Kylah, how you doing?
Hey, Teddy. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm doing pretty good.
Absolutely. No, that's great. So yeah, I says you're here. Yeah, it's Moab, Utah. That's where you're from, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm originally from Colorado, but yeah, I moved to Moab my freshman year of high school.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, I did my first trail race out in Moab, Utah, and it made me fall in love with the whole experience. And is that kind of how it was for you?
Sort of. My dad started a Mad Moose events when I was in middle school, and he bought some of the road races in Moab, and that's why we ended up moving there. And so yeah, when I got there, yeah, it was it's just so pretty.
Yeah, there's not a lot of roads in Moab, it seems like. There's lots of dirt roads, lots of rocks, lots of coyotes, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so your dad started Mad Moose. That was like when you were like a baby moose. Kinda. No? Okay. Yeah, all right. So you do running and you do the race directing, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So, I see here, okay, it's telling me that you can go and you're actually handing people bibs in the morning, checking people in, and then you're going all right, bibs left. I hear who's taking this one? Nobody. So you throw it on, and then you just go out there and run. You do both things?
I do, yeah.
How?
Well, I've been running my whole life, and that's why I wanted to be a part of the business in the first place, just because running is something I'm very passionate about, and giving people that experience, it's very interesting to me. So, but I still want to do it myself.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, because the thing is what I see is I just had, I don't know, maybe you know him or not, maybe you draw inspiration, is Tom Hooper. Okay, so he's out, he does the Sunapee. Apparently I've been saying it wrong this whole time. Anyway, he does that, but he's super old, right? And and I just figured that was something that people do when they get real old. And then I see here, and it's this lady, this young lady's coming out here doing all the things, all of it. It's really impressive. It's what I gotta say, and that's great. And what it seems though that Mad Moose, which one would you think that you like better, race directing or running?
That's a hard choice.
Oh yeah, that's why you do both, I guess.
Yeah, that's a hard choice. I probably like running more, but race directing gives me the opportunity to run more. So.
Yeah, and I bet you there's probably a lot of good things that come from a runner, taking the experience and then taking it right back to the race directing portion of it and being able to fix things on the go.
All right, you definitely know what people like.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one thing I've heard about the Mad Moose events is that people's really liking what you guys is doing. They think it's really good, user experience is what they say. Good Yelp reviews.
Good Yelp reviews? Do we have Yelp reviews?
I don't know. We could start you a Yelp. Yeah, we could start you a Yelp. Okay, I'm going to get into a few questions here because it looks like you have a very impressive resume. This last race that you ran was the Amasa 10K, right? Is that correct? Yeah, and then you also won the Valkyrie or something.
Yeah, I did the Thelma and Louise 15K this past weekend.
You win that too?
Yeah.
Oh, so this kind of just comes naturally for you. This whole winning thing. What was the first? How old were you when you won your first race?
Um, the first race I remember winning was in elementary school. It's like the cross country elementary school team. But I mean, I've been running way before that. I just don't remember if I won anything before that or not.
Yeah, it's just not like in the memories, and that's fine. Maybe it's just like a things you was born with. Is just like you're just always winning and stuff, and that's great. I was wondering, is there like any like aspirations that you have for running in more like say like professional capacity, or is this more like a passion project for you? Because it seems like you have maybe what it takes to take the next level.
Well, for me, mostly it's about just what it brings for me, the happiness and the joy and like what it brings to my life. I definitely really enjoy racing. So I'm definitely looking into like, getting faster and being more competitive in the sport.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and so like, what are the steps for that? Did you have like a running coach? Did you have like a nutrition plan? Like, what's the day in the life of you running, race directing, all that? Tell me a little about you.
well, my dad's my coach,
Oh,
and
cool.
he has been, I mean, for a long time. So he coaches me, and then as far as my nutrition plan, my mom helps me with that when I'm ready to like tone in my diet and everything.
Yeah, yeah. When I was like a real little kid, my mom used to make me sandwiches before I'd go to school, and that was like real nice of her. I was seeing, I was so like, I went onto your Instagram. I had to do a little bit of research. And it was kind of hard. There was no bio. Usually, I'll go on there, read the bio first, getting ideas, but yours just is like. It just says Mad Moose Events, like all business, no bullshit, just like Mad Moose Events. So I had to go through, look at all these posts, and I found one that was interesting.
Mhm.
So you do the whole van life thing, right, and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like there was a story about like a mouse had like broke in and tried to like steal, like tried to like basically he was cold, he was looking for a place to sleep, and he broke in. That happened?
Well, that was my first solo trip in the van. It was my first night, and yeah, he just got right in there. I freaked out. We had a little battle. I ended up winning. Just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ask what happened to the mouse because I'll tell you a story real quick. It resonated with me a little bit. I was driving the other day, and out of the corner of my eye, I see a freaking spider coming out of the center console of my car, and I was like, "Oh, the hell no!" Teddy doesn't like spiders. Teddy loves animals, but I do not love spiders. And I freaked out. I hit the brake, okay, like really aggressive, and then I just started like swatting things like this.
Did you get it or did it
No,
like?
it went right back in, and now it's still in there. So every single time that I go driving, I'm freaking terrified that it's gonna happen in the most opportune times. I'm gonna be sitting there and like, I'm gonna have to make some like really quick lightning fast, like cat like reaction. And then there's gonna be a spider, and that's gonna like throw off the flight of flight thing. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna
I
like
do.
freaking crash the car.
Well, try not to crash it into anybody.
I'm gonna try not to. Yeah. No, I don't want to do that. That's yeah. Out of curiosity, so like with this mouse, you won the battle, okay?
I
But
did. Yeah.
again, what I want to know is like with animals, what is you seem like an animal lover like Teddy. What's your favorite animal?
Oh gosh, that's a hard question. Well, probably a moose. Probably a moose.
Yeah,
And
mooses is cool. What's so accurate about the mooses? Your guys' logo, cause they're mean.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
they're
are
like real.
mean. They're
They're real
mean. Yeah.
territorial too.
You don't want to see those too closely. Yeah.
No, no. Have you ever seen a mom moose with its baby moose?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, did you like run away? Was like, oh hell no, I am not messing with this.
Didn't run away, but stayed a safe distance, that's for sure.
Safe distance. So yeah, so healthy respect for animals. So you said you was from Colorado, and then you moved to Moab, and that's fantastic, and that's great. Is there mooses in Utah?
I think they're in like northern Utah. I've never actually seen one in Utah, but I know they're there.
Very interesting. I'm gonna have to do some research on that. So let's talk a little bit about Mad Moose here. So you helped
Okay.
design some of the courses, right? And Mad Moose is known for some of like just like the visually like breathtaking craziness, but like also for some of the crazy climbs and everything like that. Is there a part of you that gets joy from seeing people like really suffer and just like oh god, and they come to the finish line and they're like fuck this, you know?
Yeah, there's definitely a part of me that enjoys it, but mostly because if you didn't suffer through that, did you even have a good time, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
If you
I
didn't if
have.
you didn't get the challenge, then what's the point, right?
Thank you. I have. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something. Somebody, I have a friend that told me this once. Says it's not fun unless you could die. Right?
Right, exactly.
Thank you. This that yeah. You that same thing. It feels like. Well, that's good. So, what do you think is the craziest race that you've designed so far?
Craziest as in like hardest or like
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that you take the term crazy and you take it wherever you want because, like, if I give you my opinion on what it would be, like, maybe it's not like, you know, true to you.
well, gosh, maybe like behind the rocks 50 mile, just because you go down some pretty technical, gnarly stuff and you go down into Jackson's Hole, and that's a pretty crazy descent and climb back up.
Yeah.
I
Those
think
are
you'd
always the
have to see
worst
pictures of
ones.
that. Like the worst ones, like the hardest, or
Yeah.
like
No, no, like the worst ones is, yeah, hottest. Okay, yeah, hottest. Or even the worst. Like, where a race director's like, hey, go down here and then just come right back up. It's like, man, like, what was down there? And they're like, nothing.
hey, it was pretty down there, you know.
I
You do
guess
a
there's
little loop
that.
down there, and it's super pretty. It's a cool
Yeah.
experience. It's just really hard.
Yeah. No, no, that makes sense. But do you think that there's other courses like so? Like, let's take it to the other side. What's a course that you say is like really just kind of there to showcase the beauty of the area rather than being hard? Do you have anything like that? Or is everything kind of hard?
Um, Gosh, everything's kind of hard. They all have their challenges. I would say maybe our Dead Horse Ultra event, just because that one has not that much climbing in it and it doesn't have as much sand and it's a little easier. So maybe that one. But they
Yeah.
all showcase the beauty, so it's hard to pick one.
That's a really good point. And then, but then when you say that, like something with class named like Dead Horse, I'm not thinking easy. I'm thinking like, wow, like if the freaking horse died, like what's gonna happen, what's gonna happen to me? That's what I think. So I have a curiosity question
Mhm.
here, and it really comes down to there's a question there was a story that you had about like something about your brother in like a Strava segment where he ended up getting lost because of your bad advice. Now,
You
as
did.
a person who runs races and you being a
Mhm.
race director, that gives me pause. I'm kind of like, hey, I don't know, like this lady, like, but that I want you to tell me that story first, and then I have a follow-up question. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so in January, we were hosting Arches Ultra as our first event of the year. And we had already taken all the flags down. So it wasn't marked or anything. And I had run it was like it's on the 50-mile course of the Arches Marathon, or Arches Ultra, sorry. And we went out there just to double check, make sure we got all the flags. And, I've probably run this loop 10 times. And we get out there, and there's just like a slight turn off towards the end that I was questioning where we needed to go, and he ended up turning, and then he had to like turn around and come back, and it lost him time, and I ended up beating him by like 10 seconds on the segment. So
That's hilarious.
so maybe it was on purpose. I will never know.
Hey, we'll never know. We'll never know. But one thing with my follow-up question is, has there ever been a time where, as a race director, course marking has gone horribly wrong for you, and where you've learned your lesson, and you're like, oh crap, like, is there like a course marking story? Because I could only imagine sending a bunch of runners out into the desert the wrong way would probably be a disaster.
Gosh, a few years ago, I was running one of the races, and I had marked the section, and I was a little bit directionally challenged, and I accidentally took a wrong turn just because I wasn't paying attention. Because courses are marked well. It's just if you don't pay attention, it's hard to see in Moab. So I ended up going the wrong way, and people followed me, and that's probably my biggest disaster. because I knew where I was supposed to go and I just completely spaced it.
Wow, and then you led other people to their doom
Yeah.
as well. That
I
is.
still haven't lived that one down. Yeah.
And no, and you may never live that one down, and that's
Yeah.
okay though. But I'm sure you learned from it.
I
Hopefully,
did. I did
okay.
learn. Yeah.
That's what
Never
that's what
make
they
that
say.
mistake again.
Right. That's what they say. They say if you just keep making the same mistakes, that's yeah. I get it. I get it. I get it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I'm looking at your ultra sign up, and it's like it's okay. I'll be honest. Teddy's one of those guys that's like I'm in like the 60%. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like in the back of the pack. You're like 90 something freaking percent. Like is that again? I got to go back to this thing, like you say. I'm running for myself and all that, but it's got to be a point where you're like, hey, I'm gonna go sign up for like, let's just say, I don't know. Hey, hold on a second. Let's pause. What's your favorite distance to run?
Like 6 to 9 miles.
Okay, so you like the shorter stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I'm thinking you do. Okay, now we're going back to the other thing. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking you do. You see my hat right here? You see what this says?
I do. Cirque Series. Yeah.
Cirque Series. Yeah, you probably know those guys. I
Yeah.
say what you do is you go show up and you start just throwing down and don't even say nothing. You just sign up, you show up, you do you win it, you show up on the podium, you get your check, you leave. Don't say nothing. And people's going to be like, who is this mystery lady? And they're going to be like, you wouldn't even believe it. She was race directing that same morning, showed up and won that race, then came back and was handing out medals. Stuff like that. That's what I think you should do.
Well, see, the one problem with that plan is that I've already run a bunch of the Cirque Series. And so, like, I already know a bunch of people there, so that might not work out for me.
You could wear it, wear a disguise.
Oh, that's a good plan.
Yeah. Oh,
Do
you
they
know what
need,
you
like, a
do?
wig?
Oh, yeah. Like a wig? Oh, yeah, better yet. Hold on. Let's think about this. What you do is you make a whole new ultra sign up. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Whole new ultra sign up, and like, and it's like you just go and like everyone's like, who is this? Like, she's like nobody. Bang, victory. Everyone's like, all right, yeah, maybe she got lucky. Bang, victory. And then it's like, and then you win the entire freaking series, and then at the very end, you take off your wig, like Scooby Doo.
What should my fake name be, though?
Great question. Great question. We'll brainstorm that. Actually, out of curiosity, do you have a nickname? Teddy's got a ton of nicknames. I got like so many nicknames. It's freaking crazy. I could hardly keep track. Do you got one?
I mean, not really. My family calls me Law, if that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we got to think of like a really cool one though. That's kind of like that like embodies like the whole thing, the whole picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could brainstorm that. We don't got to do it right now. That's a whole thing. Okay, so one thing that I've started to do, and when I say started, I did it like last episode, and I think I want to do it again. I'm going to keep it rolling.
Okay.
And it's called the Lightning Round. Okay, so what's going to happen is we're going to do the Lightning Round, and then there's going to be music playing. However, there's not actually going to be music playing. I just need you to imagine it, and then but like when you see this later, there will be music. Okay,
right.
And then you keep the answers short as you can.
Okay.
It's lightning because lightning's fast,
All
like
right.
you racing.
Okay.
Are we Do we understand?
I understand. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, I'm gonna start. Okay, lightning round. Ready? Okay, go. Solid or liquid fuel?
Liquid.
Okay, racing. 2 miles left. Stop to pee. Pee your pants.
Stop to pee.
Interesting. Running or race directing? We already did this one. Do it again.
Running.
Cool. All right. Utah or Colorado?
Utah.
Ooh. Wow. Some people's going to be mad about that. Okay. Ultras or short trail?
Short.
Okay, yeah, the lightning round is over. All right, so here's the thing about the lightning round there. I didn't even realize it, but there was like 3 of those questions that I had already asked before, like inadvertently. And that's okay. We'll still do it. I think people's still going to like the lightning round. People's been big fans of it. They're like, yeah, it's like, because it's fast paced, you know. And I didn't want to ask any controversial questions today because, you know, it seems as though, like, you know, maybe I just like, you know, Teddy doesn't want to get anybody in trouble. You know, I've been on the verge of being canceled a lot lately, so I'm trying to you know, watch myself.
Trying to stay clean, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm just trying not to say, like, you know, like anything that's crazy. I don't really think I say crazy things, but some people think that it is. Which is, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, all right. I'm gonna keep moving on here.
Okay.
So yeah. Being as a racer and you run races. Man. Okay, you do that. What is like, you know, between those 2 things? I'm sure you've seen it on both sides. It's kind of my point. What is the craziest thing you've seen on course as a race director or even as a runner? What's like the craziest thing with like, and I'm talking like real crazy, like where you had to like double take, triple take, where you're like, no freaking way. All right, go ahead.
Oh, gosh, I don't even know. That's a hard one.
I bet you there's lots of crazy stories. Just try.
Just try? Okay.
Yeah, just try and give me a crazy story. Let's think. Have you ever seen somebody? Okay, there's this one time. Let me give you a story of mine, and maybe this will jog your memory, right? So I was running this race one time, and I had dropped my trekking pole when I was at an aid station, and the volunteer said, "Hey, let me pick that up for you." And I said, "Nah, it's okay. I'll get it." And I bent over and I shit myself, right there.
You tell people that?
I tell people that it happened in front of people. They have it on camera. If you go look back, I'll see if I could. I'll put the link down in the show notes. Okay, I'll put the link down in the show notes. I think it's on YouTube. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's Ultra Runner Shits His Pants. Look it up.
Okay, I think I'll abstain from looking that up, but.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Oh gosh, this is a hard question. Gosh,
Yeah.
I saw this dude come into an aid station once, and he was barefoot in Moab. So, you know, I was like, barefoot in Moab, that's a strong choice. And
Yeah.
as he was leaving the aid station, we watched him kick a rock and break his toe.
That's not even crazy. That's freaking hilarious.
Oh gosh.
It's hilarious.
Running is crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. He's a psycho. Like, who does that? Again, like, I understand. Like, okay, what type of shoes do you run in?
I typically wear Nikes.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
He's like, that's like a flex, I think.
You think so?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, because like Nike's like what, like, you know, like, yeah, of course, yeah, you'd wear Nike. You seem like a Nike person. I don't know if that is a compliment or if I mean that derogatory. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. But you wear Nike. Okay.
Yeah.
I will, absolutely. But my point being is that, you know, you have like ultras and, you know, people are always like, hey, you know, because have you read Born to Run?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good book. You know, like, I like it as a story, but like, you have all these freaking lunatics that come in and they're like, oh, you know, and they do the whole barefoot thing, and then it's kind of ridiculous. But then this guy takes it to like a whole new freaking level, and he's just like, hold on a second, 0 shoes.
0 shoes. Yeah, it was. I thought it was crazy to see.
Did he drop?
Huh?
Did he drop? Did he keep going?
No, he like pulled some sandals out of his pocket and like taped his toe up and kept going.
All right. No, that is crazy. Has he raced any events after that? Have we seen him again? Was that like the last time you saw this maniac?
I mean, that's the last time I saw him, but like, he could have come again, you know?
Yeah. Sir, if you are the person who kicked the rock, please leave a comment below. We would like to talk to you because this is insane. This is absolutely fucking insane. Okay, so the reason I was asking about like the Cirque series is because there's all these like big name races over there. It's like you got like the Pikes Peak Ascent and stuff like that. You know, that's kind of like, you know, right? You guys do Pikes Peak stuff. You have a Pikes Peak event coming up. You want to tell the people about that?
We do, yeah. Pikes Peak Ultra. That one's a tough race. lots of elevation. It goes on some of our favorite trails here in the Springs. It's super pretty. Yeah, I really like that event.
Yeah, Pikes Peak is it's a cool one. Yeah, absolutely. And what date is that? And are people allowed to sign up for that still, or is it like totally sold out?
They're allowed to sign up. Yeah, I mean, it's getting
Okay.
close on registrations, but
It's getting close on registration. Well, the
yeah.
chances are is that when we release this podcast, it may be too late to sign up people. But that is a reminder for anybody that did want to sign up for Pikes Peak that you need to get off the couch and go do it. Right? I mean, at the end of the
Yeah.
day, yeah. This lady's like putting on races for you, and what? You get a caller like a day after registration, like, oh, hey, I need to sign up for the race. Where were you yesterday? Huh? Where were you yesterday? I can't stand some of these people sometimes, Kai. I'm just saying, I'm getting wound up, and I don't need to, so I'm just gonna move on here. Uh, Kylah, I'm gonna wrap this up here for us. But what I wanted to do is I try to give the people did we answer your question about favorite animal? I forgot.
We did.
You said
Yeah.
moose.
I said moose. Yeah.
You did say moose.
Yeah.
You
How
know
could
what
I
it is?
not
It's
say
just
moose?
yeah. I know. I feel like yeah. And like I think like that's kind of where like I'm coming back to it because it was such an obvious answer. You know,
Was it
look at you see my
underwhelming?
can you see my socks?
I can. Yeah. Is
Yeah,
that
they're
your favorite
giraffes.
animal?
No, giraffes are not my favorite animal. These socks. There's two giraffes, and they're making like a heart shape with the neck. I think they're like two giraffes in love or something like that, and I think that's beautiful. But giraffes is kind of like the moose of Africa, if you think about it.
Yeah. How so?
I don't know, but it kind of is. Like if you look at like kind of like they're kind of deer like. Like here's the way I see it: is that like if you look at like antelopes and all those other things in Africa. You see
Hmm.
antelopes, you see giraffes, and they all kind of look the same. They're kind of like exotic deer. Now, a moose is part of the deer family. I believe, are they cervids?
I have no idea.
I believe they are. Anyway, so I think so. That's what this called is scientifically. I'm not sure, but either way, the moose is the largest in the deer family. Yeah,
Yeah.
so. Yeah, so like what I would say is that like because the moose is the largest of like all the little deers, and then you have the giraffe who is like the largest of all the other little deers in
Okay.
Africa, like Africa deers though
Yeah.
that they kind of the same. So what I guess what I'm saying is like I think that like I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that the moose is like a good choice. It's just that like I'm thinking different continents and you're thinking like this one, and that's cool too.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. And now that you
Yeah,
describe that, yeah, that they do seem similar.
yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit. Okay, anyway, sorry. So I'm going to get back to it. So what I wanted to say is I try to give everybody the opportunity to give the last word. And so I want everybody do you have any special projects coming up, any Mad Moose events that you'd like the people to know about? I just want to give you the floor because, hey, you got things to say. What you saying?
Oh, gosh, as far as special projects goes for like my running, I'm looking into running the Sunapee Scramble, or you called it the Sunapee? Is that what you said
Is it
it's called?
Sunapee? How do you actually pronounce it? Everybody tells me they said no, it's Sunapee, and I said, well, I think it's Sunapee because sun is like,
I've been calling it Sunapee, so I'll probably just Sunapee Scramble.
yeah.
And so I'm thinking about running that one, and then some Cirque Series races this year, and then maybe the Moab Half Marathon again. Um, I mean, as far as Mad Moose events coming up, I got two the next 2 weekends, and then I get a little break off, and then it's Pikes Peak Ultra, and then my Bears Use event, and then it goes right into the fall. And those when all my biggest races are. So
That's very cool. The Sunapee scramble. That's a big one for you. That's what I'm saying. Like you got to go out
yeah,
there and just did like you show up in your little Nikes and go destroy everybody.
yeah,
We're gonna be rooting for you here because like I said, we had Tom. We know Tom. Tom's a big fan of the show, and we're big fans of Tom. And so I think that's a great race. And
yeah.
I think you're gonna go out there and you're gonna do absolutely freaking incredible.
Yeah, I did pretty decent 2 years ago when I ran it. I think I was ninth. I was like the youngest person in the race. So I mean, it was better than I thought I was gonna do.
Yeah, that's pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this year, all right, I'm hot take here.
Hot
I'm
take.
thinking,
Yeah.
yeah, podium.
Podium.
Yeah,
That would be pretty crazy.
You know what? Teddy said so. I was saying about Teddy saying crazy things. So
I mean,
just saying.
if you said it, then I gotta make it come true, right?
You know what? I'm not putting any pressure on you. I'm just saying I'm feeling it. We're putting it in the universe. It's happening. You're gonna go to New Hampshire. You're gonna do it. It's gonna be. It's already a thing. It's gonna happen. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. No, that's a thing. Look, here's the thing, Kylah. I've enjoyed this time with this. It's been great learning about you. You know what? I think that there's actually a lot more here that I didn't get to that we probably should go into, but I just don't have the time. And that's it. And that's all. That's all there is to it. So I'm gonna encourage the people. You're going to go visit Kylah Ricks. You can find her on Instagram, or you can find her at madmooseevents.com. Is that right, Kylah? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, madmooseevents.com. And so, like I said, you go to her Instagram. There's not like that weird like link tree thing. You don't have to click. You just click the one link, and you're going straight to Mad Moose. She's all business. So go check out their events. They're absolutely fabulous. Kylah Ricks, thank you for joining the show. Until next time, everybody, I'm Teddy Tonelli, a.k.a. Teddy Two Socks. Teddy, out.
Chasing trail, kicking up dirt. Sweating my eyes, but it don't hurt. Fast feet, loose rocks, send it full sail. Ain't no stopping, we chasing trail, yeah.